Hello and welcome to another episode of Life with Ahdeya, which is part, of course, of the digital platform of Life and Style magazine. My guest on this episode of Life with Ahdeya is someone who's known for bringing unmatched energy and excitement to the world of mixed martial arts. Carlos Kremer, or as fans around the globe call him, the Roaring Lion, is the voice behind Brave Combat Federation, one of the fastest growing MMA organizations in the world. He's a member of the USA MMA Hall of Fame and seven-time number one cage announcer in the world for the past 7 years. But Carlos' story is about so much more than announcing fights. From serving as a captain in the United States Marine Corps to becoming one of the most recognized personalities in combat sports, his journey is one of resilience, passion, and dedication. Whether it's hyping up a crowd, advocating for veterans and mental health awareness, or being a very proud family man, Carlos is always giving it his all. He is here to share his incredible journey from the battlefield to the octagon and the impact he's making both inside and outside the cage. Let's give our dear viewers a warm welcome to the Roaring Lion himself, Carlos Kremer. Carlos, thank you very much for being on this episode of Life with me. I'm so excited about our interview.
Thank you for having me. It's an absolute honor to be here. And I wanted to open up by saying happy National Day to all of Bahrain. I mean, this is an incredible day and week for us all to celebrate. And the Kingdom of Bahrain is like my second home. After 8 years with Brave Combat Federation, I just wanted to say thank you to all the incredible people of Bahrain. You've taken me in like family.
And you are family. And we'll talk all about how you became a member of the Bahraini family since you joined Brave. Talk to us all about how it started, because before we start the program, you spoke about the relationship you have with His Highness Shaikh Khaled bin Hamad Al Khalifa. And I believe that does the story of Bahrain start with that? And maybe you can elaborate on that before we go to childhood and everything else that you have proudly achieved in your life.
Yes. First of all, I wanted to say that His Highness Sheikh Khaled bin Hamad Al Khalifa is the reason that I'm here. He's the reason that Brave Combat Federation has now gone to 35 countries, breaking a world record for most countries holding events in mixed martial arts. He is a man who took a chance on me from California and the United States to represent him and the people of Bahrain. And without him, this would not be possible. So all of my thanks and gratitude go to our leader, our visionary, and our support, Sheikh Khaled bin Hamad Al Khalifa.
That's so kind of you. Now, when we see you in the cage, we see a certain personality and a character, but outside the cage, and when we were sitting in the office and just discussing this interview, I saw the other side of Carlos. And I want to learn more about who was Carlos as a child, how he became who he is today, a celebrity, an international figure that everyone loves and respects, and for many reasons that we will be talking about on this episode. Tell me about Carlos the child.
Carlos is a child. Wow, that's going deep. I've always loved communication. I was a rhetoric and communication major at UC Davis, so I've always loved interviewing people. No matter what they did, I've always been completely just starstruck because everybody has their own story in life. And I find that so interesting. So I've really followed the path of my passion, which has been interviewing people and sharing their story, because it's not about me, it's about the others that I'm incorporating into my life. And that grew. I attended, a Catholic grade school, and I went to an all-boys high school, and that's where I was very involved in sports. I played football, I played basketball, Then later in life did jiu-jitsu and boxing, and have just always wanted to find a way to incorporate sports with communication. And with mixed martial arts, I've been able to do that. I've been involved for a very long time now, and it's amazing journey because mixed martial arts is the fastest growing sport in the world. We've been there since Brave 1, and we're now at Brave 92, going on Brave 93 next. So it's just been an incredible journey that I just have to thank everybody involved and all of the support. And inshallah, this keeps going for a long, long time.
We have something in common. You went to a Catholic school. I went to a Catholic school.
You did?
Yes, and that's Bahrain. I am a Muslim and I went to a Catholic school.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. But for a change, you're not going to be the interviewer today. You're going to be interviewed today.
Yes.
You've asked so many people so many questions, and today you will be asked so many questions, Carlos.
I love it.
Thank you. Let's go to a point where in your life that you decided, I want to do this. Was there an incident that triggered something inside you that I want to do mixed martial arts? I'm sure there was something.
I started out, this is a long time ago, volunteering for mixed martial arts events. They were small events, and of course I wasn't paid, and my parents didn't understand what I was doing. They were like, how much did you make by doing this? And I was like, I didn't make anything, Mom and Dad. However, I had the foresight to realize what marketing and branding was all about, and realize that they were giving me an opportunity that I could not have on social media because that was just starting to get popular. So I started with Epic Fighting then after that, which is a San Diego promotion run by Jason Stewart. And I was a commentator for them, and their cage announcer was sick or had something else going on a night where they had an event. And I told Jason, I said, you know, I can do that. I'd always had a background in dramatic art. I loved being in plays. I loved all of that entertainment side aspect of it. So I thought, you know, to really get the audience incorporated in mixed martial arts, I wanted to bring that Hollywood, that Bollywood feeling to the cage. And that's part of an area where I think I'm different, is because it is truly a show. And if you go to a Brave Combat Federation show, you're going to be entertained. And that's the first thing that you're going to remember. And you're going to remember that show and the people in it for a long, long time. So I wanted to incorporate that excitement and that passion, also because it's all about the fighters. It's not about me. Without the fighters, there would be no show. But of course, without someone like the great Mohammad Shahid, the president of Brave Combat Federation, who, as well as His Highness, took a chance on me to have me incorporated in the Kingdom of Bahrain as their exclusive cage announcer, has meant the world to me. So I want to give back in every way I can, always, and not only to the Kingdom of Bahrain, but every country that we visit.
And you're doing a great job, Carlos. And this is going to be so much fun because I have so many questions. Have you ever had a fight with someone, never reconciliated, or is it just a show?
Have I ever had a fight?
Have you ever?
Yes. When I was younger, I had many fights. But we always, that's the beauty of this sport, is that we always found a way to hug at the end, respect each other at the end, and realize that we're all one. No matter where you're from, we're all one. And I grew up kind of, you know, I had a lot of incidents in the street where I was always about respect and honor and pride and all of that. And I've carried that to this day, but I also realize, you know, that, you know, the power of mixed martial arts is what calmed me down, is what brought me back to reality. It's what humbled me. And it's like traveling. Once you travel, you realize, wow, I've really gone nowhere in the world, you know, compared to how big the world is. And it really shed light, and it's doing so for so many millions of kids, you know, these days, and men and women. It's so empowering for women especially, and men to learn self-defense, that they can take care of themselves, their family, and feel secure.
Doesn't it also build self-confidence in people?
Completely. I mean, 100%. It's so good for you. And you find that the more someone is skilled at mixed martial arts, the more peaceful they become. They have nothing to prove. They know inside what they can do. And that's really, really the feeling that we portray.
The roaring lion. Once a lion, always a lion?
Yes, I was nicknamed the Roaring Lion
I
because
like that. That's a nice one.
yeah, once I hit the cage, it's like a switch goes on for me. You see how I am behind the scenes, and personally, I really have a big heart and I'm really there for the people. But once an event starts, a show starts, it's like I'm almost a cartoon character because I completely embrace the event and the moment and the people and the excitement. And I roar like a lion, but I love every second of it.
But you're an Aquarius. You roar like a lion. You're an Aquarius. Aquarius is your star sign.
Yes.
So, sea sign. People who love sea and belong to the sea are people who love warmth and everyone around them. So.
I love water and I love fire. At my home, I have, I think, about 20 fountains of water. Yeah, I just love it all over, the home and outside. I just make it as peaceful as I can, tranquil, soothing. Yeah, it's really amazing.
Energy. You like the energy of water.
Exactly. Also being positive, right? We have a choice in this life. Are we going to be positive or are we going to be negative? Everybody has experiences that you have in life, and how are you going to take that experience? Are you going to let that define you? Are you going to let that bring you down? No, I take every challenge as a positive and try to make the most of every situation.
But I feel that even that spirit that you have and that positive energy, Carlos, that you have is required in the cage. Even before the fighters begin, with that energy, the adrenaline rush of the audience, the fighters themselves, it is an important element, isn't it?
It is an incredibly important element. First of all, if the fighters don't respect you as the announcer, they're not going to be open to you and be as passionate and be vulnerable with you. But I know that the fighters see my love for them, see that I have only their best interests in heart. I only want to help their brand, help their career, because the life of a fighter is short. It's a small window in life. So I want to help these young men and women know that, hey, after fighting, what are you going to do? How can I help? Let's do this together. And it's that kind of love and devotion to them, which kind of sets us apart as well.
Were there any negative incidents that you faced in your career?
Always.
Tell me more about it.
I mean, everybody has instances, and I have had some negative experiences, but I completely block that out. I've learned to train my mind. I think being a U.S. Marine helped me with that, a captain in the Marine Corps, in that I'm always going to be focused on only the positive in life. I never look at the glass half empty, I look at it half full, and I am always going to spin something that's going to benefit us for the long run.
This week, as we also celebrate, because I want to go to this point, because I personally have a lot of passion for this issue. This week, as we celebrate National Day, we are celebrating His Majesty's anniversary of His Majesty's accession to the throne, but we also are remembering members of our police and Bahrain Defense Forces, our martyrs who died defending our country. And these are all occasions to remember people who have built, appreciate them, but also people who have saved and lost their lives trying to save ours. And I see that you advocate for veterans. Carlos, tell me about that more.
Well, in the U.S., there's an average of 22 veterans per day that commit suicide. So something is wrong with that ecosystem, that we're not rewarding and including these men and women after they get out of their service for what they did. We're kind of leaving them alone to navigate through life. And it's very hard to go from one sector to another. So I want to make that transition easier for them. I want them to have an incredible experience in society. And I think it paired so well with His Highness and his vision. I have a daughter, who is blind, was deemed blind at birth. And it was after one of the first Braves, and His Highness said to me, "Carlos, does your daughter see?" And I didn't even know he knew I had a daughter. This is how incredible a man Sheikh Khaled bin Ahmad Al Khalifa is. And I said, "Your Highness, no, she can't see." And he said, "I want to help." And I broke down in tears. I just couldn't believe that a man of his stature, of his leadership, had concern for me and my family. And it just was heartbreaking. And that, and a multitude of other reasons, is why I give every ounce of my soul in every Brave Combat Federation event for here till eternity.
So kind of you. And in simple words, Carlos, when you speak about Sheikh Khaled, as a Bahraini, I would be very proud. I would be very emotional, because that's what I expect from our leaders. That's what I expect from His Majesty the King's son. These are personal touches, human touches that many people might not hear about. But when someone like you in your status speaks about it, you convey the message. And as a Bahraini, I feel proud that we have so much love and respect and appreciation in our leaders' hearts. So thank you very much for sharing that with us.
Of course. Sheikh Khaled bin Ahmad Al Khalifa, to me, is the greatest leader that I've ever seen or been in contact with or witnessed in my entire life. He's changed more lives than any man I've ever known in my life, and continues to do so. And 99% of these lives that His Highness has changed, we don't hear about in the public. He doesn't do it for accolades. He doesn't do it for press or media coverage or anything. He does it truly from his heart, and just one of the countless reasons why he is the greatest leader on earth.
That's what I appreciate, and I like that it's not, you do not have to announce what you say, but these are small acts that eventually people will hear about, and I hope that these stories are conveyed through this episode of Life with Ahdeya. I want to go to some happy moments and some other special moments, I would call them. Member of USA MMA Hall of Fame. Can you please, Carlos, speak to me about that and how it happened? How do you feel about it? And I want you to speak about your red carpet moments, the interviews that you have done. And then tell me about a point in your life where, on the professional level, I have not even gone to the personal side of you, but on the professional level. 1, a member of USA MMA Hall of Fame. 2, the red carpet moments. 3, a point where in your life you felt, I did it my way, I made it.
Right. First of all, being elected and inducted in the USA Mixed Martial Arts Hall of Fame, to me, was a dream. I never even shot for that goal because I didn't think it was possible. I didn't think that myself and my role of what I did would ever warrant something like that. So I think in life, if we just follow our passion and we do what we love and not expect accolades or anything like that, everything comes out at the end. And it's with great honor that I'm in the USA Martial Arts Hall of Fame. It's something that is a proud moment for me. I love the United States of America. I'm proud of our country. And as we talk about, I'm kind of almost a self-appointed honorary peace ambassador for the United States. So as we were talking, we've been to so many countries, more than any organization in mixed martial arts on the planet. So I want to make sure that every country we're at, every dignitary, every politician, every celebrity that I meet, they have a great reflection of the United States, because everybody has a little bit of a stereotype, good or bad, or what they think about, my country. And I want to show them, hey, this is who we are. We are really there. We care. We love. We're just like you. And it's been just an incredible ride that way.
I'll share a story with you since you've been sharing stories with me.
Yes, please.
Thank you. In 1999, I went to the United States, and at that time I had my weekly column in the newspaper. So it was a program sponsored by the US State Department called the International Visitors Leadership Program. And since you're speaking about being an ambassador to the US, a peace ambassador to the US, I want to share with you this because it left an impact on me. And when I came back after the trip, I attended my first Thanksgiving in November in 1999 in an American family's house. And then I decided that I want to make that a habit and celebrate Thanksgiving every year. But when I came back, I wrote a column. And it started with just a few words that said, I've just come back from the land where the friendliest people on earth live. That's America to us, by the way. And
thank you.
You cannot imagine, Carlos, America, it's not about culture. It's about its people.
Right.
And I'm personally against stereotyping. Well, there is no such thing. We should never stereotype. But to be honest, we love America a lot. And it has a special place in our heart. It's America.
Thanksgiving is one of the most special holidays to me.
You like it?
Because as we talked about, it's not about religion. It's not about what you believe. It's about family. And it's what you are grateful for. So every year around the table, I ask my kids, my wife, anybody who's with us, say a few words on what you're grateful for. And it's a perfect time for that. And that's what it's all about. Family, showing that you love and appreciate life. And that's what life is all about, enjoying every moment.
And you have a great family, Carlos. And we will now go to the small place that you call home, where your family is. Tika, as you hear this, listen to this interview, just remember that your husband shared with us the fact that he had 30 surgeries in total. And you've been a great wife. So we need to just say that. He spoke very highly about you, and very proud to have you as a partner. And I think that a great husband and wife create a great family. And you now have Crimson, who is 8 years old, Crimson Cleopatra. And you have a son, London, who is 13. So Crimson and London, you are very special in the hearts of your father, who has a big heart and a big smile that he just owns the place wherever he walks in. This beautiful family you have. Carlos, I feel for you because I'm a mother, and the most difficult part of any father or mother's life is to take care of a child who needs special needs. And to have a beautiful angel in your house you're taking care of is something beautiful. And I'm sure she's very lucky to have a mom and dad who love her so much and enjoy taking care of her. Speak to me about London and about Crimson Cleopatra and about Tika, of course, your soulmate.
Right. I do have to mention, of course, first Tika, my beautiful wife, that this would not be possible for me to even do this interview today, for me to attend 92 events worldwide if I didn't have a rock at home, one who took care of the family, one who made sure that I was okay, one who made sure that everything at home is going to be okay. That's a huge thing that a lot of relationships don't have. You need that support from both sides. So I make sure that when I'm home, I'm the best father I can be. I do everything for the family, and I devote my life to my family. But Tika is my soulmate and my love, and I'm so proud of her. She's gone through some incredibly challenging times with her spine surgery, with her neck surgery where they put in 3 spacers. She was going paralyzed in her hands. And I was in the hospital with her after her neck surgery, and I was ready to, it was midnight and they were going to take her to her room. And all of a sudden she developed a blood clot in her neck. And I was with her, and her eyes got watery and she couldn't breathe. And I immediately summoned the doctors over, and thank goodness we were in the hospital right after surgery from that, because they had to take her back in the operating room, slice her neck back open, drain the blood clot. And the doctor said, if you weren't there, if she wasn't there, if she was at home, she would have passed away, because there just wasn't time. She literally had a few minutes to survive. And it's things like that that just open my eyes to how lucky I am and how grateful I am and how precious this life is. And having a daughter like Crimson, she is my best friend. She is my life. I was married later in life, and I really realized, wow, I was missing out on so much. She, says, I want to sleep with Daddy tonight. And every night we go to her room, and I read her stories. We laugh. She's my best friend in the world. I taught her how to swim, and she was deemed blind at birth. But one day I had put a water bottle on the side of the pool, and she went up and grabbed the water bottle, and I didn't tell her that it was there. So we took her back. I said, Crimson, did you see that water bottle? And she said, yes, I saw it. So we took her back to the doctors, and they said, oh, okay, our bad. She can see a little bit. She can see like shapes or, something, figures. She has something in her that can see. She has optic nerve hypoplasia, which means her optic nerve is just a little too small to let in light. So that gave us hope, because it's different than when I was a child. If you're blind, you're blind. But now they have light therapy, they have stem cell they can do, they have incredible things. So we're in search all over the world for any institute or medical team that can help. And we found a place in Germany called the Federoff Eye Restoration Center, and they do non-invasive light therapy. And so I have her admitted there. She's been successfully admitted, and now we just have to get her over there to start treatment. So there really is hope. And just if she can increase her vision by 5%, 10%, whatever, it's just an amazing thing. And the doctor also held his fingers up in front of her, and he said, how many fingers do I have up? She said, 2. Then he did 3. 3. Again, started crying. Just unbelievable. I'm not shaken by much in life, but with her, any little thing, any progress, it's just unbelievable. So there is hope, and she is the sweetest, happiest little girl, and she has so many challenges in life, and you never hear a negative thing from her. She is so positive, and she's my hero, and that's what I live for now.
She's
my
your
family.
Angel.
Yeah.
She's your angel.
She is my angel.
Carlos, I get emotional because, we have a blessing. We see the world, and to be deprived of that, something not easy. But with a father and a mother like Tekka, she will see the world through your beautiful eyes. But we also hope that physically she does get to see this beautiful world around us. And I think the beauty of the world around us is in great hearts that her parents have, and she will get to see life. And
regardless, right? She's going to have the most happy, full life. That's my mission in life now. Nothing else other than that. My son, London, is in 8th grade, and as you said, 13 years old. He has a size 14 shoe already. He's 6'4", 270 pounds. he went from a stage where he was wearing my clothes because he was so big and I'm an extra large, and now he can't wear my clothes anymore. He's a men's double X minimum. So it's just incredible. He is, my light and my life, and I attend all of his basketball games, his football games, everything that he wants. And I want to provide for my children what I didn't have in life. Anything that I missed out on, I want them to have the best life possible. And he's just an amazing ray of light in my life, and just an incredible personality, and blessed to have him as well.
Is he into the sports you're into?
He is. He is, yeah. And I've grappled with him, since day one, too. He's, but really likes basketball. I played football growing up, and I was injured a lot, 13 knee surgeries total. I have 2 replacement knees. I have a replacement hip. I have 30 total surgeries. But if he wants to play football, and at his size, when he gets to high school, I'm going to support him 100%.
So sweet. That's so sweet. And that's what a father does.
Right.
Supports, takes
and loves.
care, and loves unconditionally. And there you go, Carlos. I think the biggest success story in your life
is my children and my family. Yeah.
Yes. No matter how successful you can be in your professional life, but when at home you're a great father and dad, I think that's the biggest success. And these 2 children and a great wife have given you that
right.
in your life.
And those are things that we're mentioning that money cannot buy. No. It's all about what's inside, right? And your eternal happiness. And that makes life so fulfilling. And it's just an incredible journey together that just keeps getting better. Yeah, we've had hard times, right? We have challenges with Tekka's endometriosis that she had before her spine surgery. She would throw up for 7 to 10 days straight at that time of the month, every month. And it was very difficult, very hard, because Crimson, not being able to see, is saying, is mommy okay? Is mommy throwing up? It's a very dark world in that regard. So we had to really spin it to just be super positive, right? Super loving, and just, it just brought out the best in all of us.
Sometimes it takes the most difficult situations to bring out the best in you. And sometimes people need to hear this to know who the people we see are. Who are these people we see roaring like a lion?
Right.
And then learn from the lessons that they have had in their lives. Learn from them. Learn to stand on your feet. Learn that after 30 surgeries, you can still stand on your feet. You can still be a strong man. You can still take care of a great family, and you can still entertain people around you while standing there, having everything else with complication or without complication, yet remaining to be the roaring lion.
Yeah. I've learned that some of the incredible people in life have so much more that they're fighting for. Everybody's fighting for something in their life. And with myself and our challenges that we've had, I spin that to a positive, that I am more hungry than I've ever been, even at my age. I feel that I haven't accomplished much in life, even though I have, but it's that humility, that way of being humble and always looking to better ourselves, right? 1% per day, just keep on improving. And that's what life's all about.
And paying it forward.
Right?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
And I think that's what your life is about. You keep on paying it forward. And may God bless your family. And may the next interview we sit here, we hear more positive stories from a man with so much positive energy and who cheers up everyone around him. That's what you did in our studio tonight, Carlos. Thank you very much. I can't thank you enough. This was one of the episodes that I felt very emotional about, because I learn a lot from my guests. You've interviewed people and you always try to get something from the interview that you learn from in your life, and I learned a lot from you today. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me here. I did want to give a special shout out to the pride of Bahrain, Hamza Kuheji, who is one of the leaders and pioneers with KHK MMA, that it's so fitting on National Day that he just won his return fight with all of the people in Bahrain supporting is really a special moment, tying everything together for this great nation and country. And thank you so much for having me. It's my absolute honor to be here for Life and Style Bahrain, redefining luxury.
Thank you very much, Carlos. Thank you for accepting to be our guest.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to remind our viewers that on this episode of Life with Ahdeya, just want to share something that when we chose the name of the program, why did I choose the word Life with Ahdeya? Because it's the lives of people I interview that have an impact on me, that have an impact on our viewers. If we listen to each and every person around us, they all have stories to share. And once they share their stories with you, learn from their stories, learn from the difficulties and the obstacles that they had to remove in their lives to be strong, to be powerful, to take care of the most loving people in their lives, and also to be successful in their career. My guest on this episode was Carlos Kremer himself, the roaring lion, the man we see in the cage, the man roaring, the man when you hear, you feel the adrenaline rush and you feel that you want to watch this match, but also a man who had beautiful stories to tell, how he advocates for veterans, his family, his passion, the most special moments in his career. Again, sometimes we also underestimate things, but having gone through 30 surgeries isn't a joke. And my guest removed all these obstacles. And something that I forgot to mention is that 5 days after being in ICU, after having a widowmaker heart attack, actually, Carlos went back to the cage, right?
Yes, I went straight from ICU and I asked my beautiful wife to please pack for me because I'm headed to Abu Dhabi. And she said, wait, did you not hear the doctors saying that you are on home rest, you can't travel, you have to stay and get better? And I said, you know what? Sheikh Khaled bin Hamad, Khalifa believes in me like no one else. Mohammad Shahid believes in me. Brave Combat Federation believes in me. And the magnificent kingdom of Bahrain believes in me. I'm not going to let them down no matter what. And I went on that flight and I still had the things in my chest and all of that, but I made it. And that's what, to me, life is about, repaying others for what they've done for you and making the world a better place for us all.
Yes, and it's people like you who make the world a better place for everyone. And I believe that sometimes you do things in life, you don't realize what you have done, but there is a creator, God, that takes care of you. And having so much passion for what you do and going back to it after being in the ICU for 5 days shows a lot of passion, respect, and dedication. Carlos Kremer, I enjoyed each and every second of this interview. Thank you very much for joining us.
Myself too, an absolute honor.
Hi everybody, it's the Roaring Lion, Carlos Kremer, and I am here at Life and Style Bahrain. Redefining luxury, ladies and gentlemen. Give them a follow. Look at their incredible work that's spreading around the world. For all those that are watching the magnificent Kingdom of Bahrain and the millions watching around the world. Are you ready? For Life and Style Bahrain, redefining luxury.